Hi Leo, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Leo, in today's reading, I am going to give you two of the Denise Lynn Oracle cards. Going to do your reading and then clarify it. So let us get started. Leo, see what's going on, Leo. Take what resonates with you, Leo, and leave the rest. This is going to be for Leo, 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 Leo. All right, here we go. Two cards for Leo for their highest good. All right, so you have, wow, infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. Wow. So any way, shape, or form, abundance is coming in, still coming in for you. So it's nice. I think you had this card last time too. This is very nice. In any way, shape, or form, abundance for Leo. Good for you guys. Good, good, good. It's always good to have that card. And then it says, watching clouds, lay back, rest, and relax. Yes, definitely. Take it easy. Take time for yourself. Really rest, okay? Everything will start moving very fast for you. I feel like right now is the time that everybody needs to rest right now because everything's coming in. Holidays are coming in. Everybody's getting together. Energy's coming all around. Energies are changing, so let's do this. All right, so Leo, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Leo, 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 Leo. All right, Leo. Let me just shuffle these cards one more time. These are already pre-shuffled cards, so. All right, here we go. You know, that kind of looks weird. So I'm going to put this over here. Then I'm going to scoot this one up here. There you go. Perfect. All right. One card for the current. This is for Leo for their highest good spirit. Oh, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, hold on, Spirit, hold on. One for what's hidden. One for the hopes and fears. One for the what you need to do now. What you need to work on. And the outcome. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. So, Leo, I feel like you're in your mind a lot. I feel like you've been overthinking about, because you do have the 9 of Swords at the end of the deck. I really do feel like you've been going through a lot. You've been changing. You've been looking at things, you know. I feel like you've been really really overworked, but you're really overthinking about a lot of things right now. You start off with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is talking about, you know, he's very, you know, he knows how to handle all his emotions. You know, he's very dependable. He's very caring. You know, people flock to him because, you know, he's a good listener. He knows how to handle his emotions. You know, he doesn't let his emotions get in the way of doing things. Okay. You have the Ace of Wands here, and the Ace of Wands is talking about a new beginning, you're going to be very inspired out with the old and in with the new. You know, you yourself have changed, going through this huge transformation, going through healing at the same time. This is nice. Okay, so then you have the 4 of Swords for the past or now. I do believe it's now, because you did get this card here where you say, you know, they're asking you to really take it easy, to really take the time to rest, to really catch up on everything. Okay, really rest, especially your health, your mind, your body, your soul. Can't put it out any clearer. You know, really take that time to rest when you feel like you're really tired. Then you have the Knight of Swords here. The Knight of Swords is talking about, you know, trying to race ahead, trying to rush into things. You know, maybe you take it easy. You know, try to, when you're making decisions. Thank you, Spirit. When you're making decisions, really take the time to make them. You know, really be careful on how you're making your choices, you know, because you get in this mode where you're excited, you want to get things done, you want to go over here, but you rush. And when you rush, you don't see things clearly. Okay, so you got to be careful with that. You do have the 5 of Wands for the hopes and fears, and I feel like there is some kind of, you still have a lot of frustration within you, a lot of anger sometimes. You know, you get very frustrated because you overdo a lot. You have the Justice card here. The Justice is talking about, you know, speaking your truth and seeing the truth and everything. I feel like Justice is here. That everything's going to balance out for you. We'll see more when we get the cards. You also have the Nine of Pentacles on what you need to work on, and that is your intuition, your inner power. I feel like you need to start trusting yourself, being honest with yourself. You're very independent. You know how to make that money. You know how to create things the way you want to, but you need to start like really like start working on yourself, like really get into that, trusting yourself, making the correct decisions. Like you keep going back on your choices. Like you're not, it's a trust issue. Like you're not trusting yourself when you know you should be. Okay. And then you have the Ten of Swords here, and the Ten of Swords is talking about that there is definitely an ending that has happened in your life. You know, could have been an end of a chapter, could have been an end of a cycle, could have been anything. Something has come to an end. A career, relationship, something, drama, whatever you want to call it. Something has come to an end. But remember, when you get the Ten of Swords, it always goes right back to one. So, you know, you're on the right path, even though it, you know, there was an ending. It could have been painful or whatever, but there was still something that ended. So now you're gonna be right on path. You know, you're not gonna be in this chaotic scene anymore, or this energy, which is nice. All right, so Leo, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Leo, 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 Leo. Why is the King of Cups here for Leo? Wow, one more card. All right, so you do have the King of Cups, and then you have the Queen of Cups. Aw, I love this. So together, there is a couple. You know, there is a beautiful couple here. This is you in one. You know, you're compassionate, you're loving. You know, you know how to hear people. You speak from your heart, you know, but you need to start nurturing yourself. You need to start using your intuition. You need to start seeing things, you know, not letting your emotions get in ahead of you. Really trust your intuition, okay? Really start nurturing yourself, because this card is also right next to this card, which is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is telling me, both of these cards together is telling me that you need to start taking care of yourself better. And people do love you. You know, they flock to you. You're a good listener. You know how to handle things. You don't let your emotions get in the way of things. You know, you try your best, okay? And that's where they want you to be. Keep your emotions balanced. You know, don't get mad at somebody cutting you off, or don't get mad at, you know, because, you know, something didn't come through right away. You know, really have patience for everything. You do have the King of Swords here, and the King of Swords is asking you to be focused, to stand in your power, but really, really be focused at things, and really speak your mind about things, you know, about what you want to do, what you want to create, your ideas, you know, put it out there, and start focusing on yourself. I feel like you need to focus more on yourself than anything. You have the Ace of Wands here. And why is the Ace of Wands here? One more card. Wow, nice. All right, so you know, you've been in your mind a lot. You know, you've been wanting to start, you wanting some ideas to start something new, to create something that will bring you the abundance that you want, you know. And I feel like you really need to leave that. You try your best to not overthink things, you know, try to not let things to get frustrated. And I feel also too that you will have what you need. You will have the ideas. You will be inspired. The old is going to be leaving you, and the new is coming in. Okay. And I feel like you're moving towards the happiness, you know, that you're not going to be feeling like this anymore, that you're just going to be happy. You know, you're going to start feeling happy, but it's up to you to leave that, to stop overthinking, to stop, you know, feeling frustrated or angry about the simplest little things. Let it go, you guys. You know, that's a lot of little things that gets us into trouble, and you really need to leave that alone. Okay, try to leave the anger behind. Okay, the frustration, but I feel like you will, because you're moving towards this happiness, so it's a good thing when we move towards the happiness. Then right next to it, you have the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is talking about, you know, really finding your rest, really, when you're feeling tired, it's time to rest. You know, I keep saying, this is a story, this is my personal story that, I kept telling everybody on on the tarot readings, it kept coming out, rest, rest, rest. It even came out in my reading, but I didn't take it. I didn't take that. But now I am dealing with, some kind of knee issues, and I'm finding out that, the universe is wanting me to rest. So I'm resting, so it's crazy, but really pay attention. Okay. Really start resting when you need to. You have the Knight of Swords here, up here, and why is the Knight of Swords here for the what's hidden Wilmer card? Wow. Nice. Wow. All right. So, you have the Knight of Swords, like I said, the Knight of Swords is about, really rushing into things, rushing decisions, or just really wanting to hurry up and do things, really take your time with things. Okay. I feel like you're going to have a lot of ideas, and I feel like you're moving forward with a lot of things. Okay. There's success here because you also have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is talking about being successful, having that, like, feeling good, feeling like, what, I'm able to achieve this, I'm able to achieve that, and knowing it, like freedom. Okay. So that's beautiful. Love it. And then you have the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is talking about, speaking your truth, not gossiping, not, if you don't see what's coming out, if you hear something and you don't see it coming out of that person, out of that original person, stop spreading it. Okay. You don't need to be doing that, just really start speaking your truth, really have communication. And I feel like you will. I feel like you're having better communication. I feel like things are going to fall into place for you. I feel like, new ideas are coming. I feel like you're going to stand very strong because you're very successful, Leo. And it shows that you're going to be continuing to be successful. So it's good. Very nice. I like that. You can have a lot of ideas. You're going to put them into play. So it's nice. You do have the Five of Wands here. And why is the Five of Wands here for? What? The hopes and fears. Well, my card. Wow. So you do have the Five of Wands. You start off with that. You're very frustrated at the moment, been going through a lot of changes, and you know it. You're not the same person like you used to be, things have changed the way you do them. The old you is not there anymore. The new you is there. You're like really, you really have changed. You're not taking anybody's BS. You're not, you're not following somebody. You're being your own leader. You are definitely changing. Okay. So just know that. And I feel like this huge transformation is growing, is doing you good. You also have, you're also not very giving like you used to be, like your time. Like, when to set boundaries now. When to say no. And I feel like that's working out really good for you. So they wanted me to tell you that. But you still have frustration. You have a lot of frustration still. And I feel like it's over the finances that you have. Maybe you're wanting to do so much more. And, you are that way. You are a roaring lion. But you like the luxury. You like the luxury. And there are times that you feel like there is not enough, But I do feel like there's something coming in. I do feel like you're very independent, and I do feel like that you're wanting this prosperity to come in, and it will. Abundance of all kinds is coming in, and I feel like this is coming in also. Okay, so you just need to find your patience with everything, Leo. And I know it's very hard for you because you're wanting to rush things and you want things to get done, but you also need to find your courage and your patience with that. Okay, and really stop overthinking. Let everything come in. Just let everything come in because you are going to be successful. You do have the Justice card here. And why is the Justice card here for what you need to do now? Wow. Wow. Okay, so you do have 555 here in this whole layout. 555 is here. So that means there's still a lot of change coming in. So be ready. You've been working very hard. You're trying to reach that material success, and it's good, because we all have to work hard to get what we want, right? You're going to see the results from all this hard work. Don't give up on anything because you will achieve what you want. You're going to have that success, And even though, you've been working very hard, sometimes there are times that you feel like you lack the prosperity, you lack the abundance, the money, but they're saying that this is just temporary. You're going to see the results of all your hard work, because you start off with the Justice card. Justice card is saying that there could be some kind of legal thing that you're going through, and you could be winning it, because I feel like it's in your favor. Also too, also too that justice is here, karma is here. You don't need to do anything to anybody. Just let everything fall into place. And I feel like everything's gonna balance out, especially with your finances. Also, so stop worrying, stop feeling disappointed, stop feeling like down that you're not gonna have enough. If you believe, you will. Okay, because your hard work is going to pay off. So they're asking you to really believe. Get out of your mind. Stop feeling frustrated. Stop feeling angry. Just go with it. I know it's hard to do that, but you really need to. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. And why is the Nine of Pentacles here? For Leo. Okay. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, and then you have the Knight of Cups. So with the Knight of Cups, they're asking you to really follow your heart. Okay, really follow your heart. Really trust your intuition with things. Even though it seems like it's hard, really start trusting it. Okay. Make choices from your heart. Okay. I really feel like you just need to. I feel like there's an end of a cycle here, because you are starting a new cycle. An end of a cycle is coming, so because you have the Ten of Swords down here. So there's something here, but a new one is coming in right away. So I mean, it's like it's ending, but yeah, it's gonna lead you down the path of something better. Really trust yourself. Okay, really, you're very independent. You work very hard for your money. There is wealth here, there is security here, but you just need to have faith. Okay, really make decisions from your heart, and really pay attention, follow your intuition, because you really need to. Okay. Wow. Trust yourself, because I feel like you're not trusting yourself enough. That you always second guess yourself, or try to go back and see something that you've done. Really start trusting yourself. Okay, really believe in yourself also. And then you have the Ten of Swords down here. And why is the Ten of Swords here? Wow. More card. Nice. All right, so you do have the Knight of Pentacles here. Have patience for everything. Okay, stop trying to control everything. Things are going to fall into place. Right now you're looking at everything, how you're doing things, what you're doing, what your next step is. So you're really going to be in this mode where you're going to have to make decisions, but stop overthinking. Try not to overthink so much, okay? Because it's already here. Like, you're already overthinking a lot, and it's like you could be blocking your way. You could be really not seeing things clearly, and you really need to stop doing that, okay? Because I feel like you have a lot of frustration. You're not really resting as much as you should, and you really need to clear all that. You do have the Ten of Swords, like I said. You are definitely leaving something. Something has come to an end, whether it was an obstacle, whether it was a situation, whether it was something that was a thorn on your side. It could have been a career, it could have been a relationship, anything. Something has come to an end. But like I said, things are going to start shifting to something new, because you have this card. And you need to have patience, okay? Really have patience. It's not going to come overnight, but we all need to do the work to get it in, okay? They're asking you to have patience. Rest yourself, take it easy, okay? And then, like I said, you are contemplating your next move, your next step. You want this abundance. You want abundance so that it can grow, so you can make things happen, so you can do what you want to do. And you just really need to have patience for everything, because it is coming in. It is, but in divine timing, you're working very hard towards it, and it's going to come in. You're still going to be successful. You're not going to be like, oh my God, I need this money. You just need to have patience, because it will come in. Abundance of all kinds, way, and shape, or form is going to come in, because you do have this card here. But you just need to rest, trust your intuition, and be happy and content with everything that's coming through. Okay. All right, so Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. God bless.